What's up again, party people? I'm back at you with another video. Like last time, I do have a whole thing of notes. We got some talking points. So let's go ahead and let's just jump right on in. Because the first thing I want to preface this video to be about, or what this video is about, as you can probably tell by the title, is just being in a relationship when you feel damaged, or you don't feel good enough, or you just have insecurities, or just feeling like you're the reason why you can't find love, or why you don't deserve love. Because I feel like that is so easy to do. I did it for so many years. I did it up until I met Jason. And I met Jason when I was 20. Yeah, when I was 20. And it's just been, these past 2 years have been so much growth and so much development and so much like realizing what I did to myself, that I just want to share with other people. Just because you don't feel good inside doesn't mean you don't deserve love. I think you do have to start with loving yourself first. That's the numero uno. And it's so cliche because everyone's like, you don't love yourself, and that's where it starts, and that's true. It's 100% true. I'm 100% with that. But it's not easy, and it doesn't just happen when you say you want it to happen, because you can even acknowledge that you want to love yourself and actively be trying to love yourself, and it's still, you don't just wake up and you're not just in love with yourself. You're not like, wow, all my feelings have changed, I feel brand new, because that's not how life goes, and that's honest. Because for me, what my big transition was, because before I met Jason, I was already fed up. I'm not gonna lie, I was already fed up with any guy that I had talked to. I'm very much a dating person. Like, I've only dated 2 people in my life. I dated one guy in high school, did not end well. Dated one guy when I was 18. So that was my first like adult relationship. Also didn't end well, and both times it just made me reflect way too much on myself. Like, what did I do wrong? There's something wrong with me that my last 2 relationships just didn't work out. Because I even gave, after I had broken up with my first boyfriend, I had given it like, I think 2 years before I dated anyone else or something. Freaking, yeah, it was a good amount of time, It was definitely some time in between, and I just thought there was something way wrong with me, but that wasn't it. Because for me, what it was I had to really gain my own independence and learning to be by myself, and that it's okay to be on my own, but still want to be with someone. Because in that moment, all I had was myself, and that's what I had to work with. And if I'm constantly trying to run and find someone, my standards aren't going to be very high, Because I had no idea what I was looking for. Just somebody nice. But it was, what I really felt like was something really big was learning to respect my own boundaries, because I hadn't set any with myself, or, boundaries and standards. And when I was in college, I had this amazing, like, she was like a student aide. She's like our student mentor. That's the legit word, student mentor. But I loved her. Her name was Sam, sweetest woman I ever met. And she also had she also had a really hard time finding someone and feeling validated and all that good stuff. And she told me she went to the beach one day and she wrote down everything she expected out of a relationship, everything that she wanted, everything that she deserved, and she put it in a bottle and chucked it in the ocean. And it was funny because she met her husband, who she's been with for like 10 years, like a couple weeks later or a day later or something crazy like that. But that was something that really stuck with me. And it took me literally probably like a year to actually apply that to myself. Because what I personally did was, I was like, okay, I'm not going to take anyone who talks down to me. I am not going to take anyone who finds my issues to be too big to want to listen to, too big to want to care. Someone who, just doesn't want to hear it. It completely invalidates me. Didn't want any of that. I want someone who could respect that I don't have family, and that I'm naturally going to cling on more. It's the truth. That's something I had to realize with myself, is that, like, for me personally, not having a mom or a dad or siblings or aunts and uncles to talk to, or, I didn't have anyone around me literally within like a 1,000-something mile radius, so I just had to set these boundaries for myself. And once I noticed that, I was so much more firm on, no, I don't want to talk to him. No, you don't deserve my time. Like, no, we're not doing this. I'm not doing any of that. Because when I met Jason, it just clicked. And that wasn't even really my intention. We just, went out to eat, and I don't know. He was so completely different than anyone that I've ever met, and that was really hard to adjust to for me because I thought it was a facade. I'm playing with my cat's toy. But I just I thought it was a facade. I thought that he might be lying. I was always very on my toes, very on edge, because something I did do that I didn't even realize is I brought all my pain from previous relationships, whether that be with guys, with my family, friends, just in general. Like any time I thought I saw maybe a red flag, I would hang on to it. And I was like, this isn't good. I'm not having it. And he uses his words so well. And I also am too. It's just I'm more defensive, I think, sometimes when I see things I think are a threat. That he really helped me realize, like, this isn't an issue that started because he had, like, ill intentions. It's because I would see a situation and already, color code it, already know what it's about, and it's not really like that. Because I think a lot of it has to do with how you grow up, what you hear, and, the standards your parents usually, provide for you. And for me, growing up, I never had, like, a male influence. I didn't have anyone who was a father. I knew my father briefly, but that didn't work out. And my mom had always embedded in me, because she was in a very physically and verbally abusive relationship for 10 years, that, she was like, always kind of like, don't let a man step on you. If he does this, he's going to do that. If he talks to you a certain way, he's going to beat you. She was just very, and I get that, and it makes sense. And I only laugh because one time she literally told me to, like, smack him upside the head with a fucking pot, and, you can't do that. You can't be beating on people, men and women. No one's beating on any humans. We don't do that. That was subconsciously always in my head, and I didn't realize it until Jason had told me one day that, he looked at me and he was like, you're putting these other people's problems, what it did to you, on me. And he's like, I'm not like that. I'm not this evil person. I don't have those ill intentions, and I've never done that to anyone, and I definitely don't plan to do it to you. And in my head, I was like, say it louder. Like, you don't want to hurt me. You don't want to leave me, or, tell me to get over certain things. Because he was never like that. And that made me realize, and I think that was about a year into our relationship, because we've been together for 2. We've been with my man for 2 years. But that was the first time I realized, I was like, I'm basically creating this false narrative for him of who he is and what I expect him to do. When it's almost hypocritical that I told myself to have better, higher standards for myself and to really protect my soul and to protect what I'm about. But yet I'm sitting there looking at someone who just wants to give me love and just being like, nope, incorrect. Something's up, and I'm going to find it. Because I never found anything, and I still haven't. There's nothing. There's nothing at all. He literally will hand me his phone so I can do stuff for him, or I know the password. It's like all these things I was looking for, and there was nothing, and there won't ever be anything. Like, I was always a strong, firm believer, because I've been cheated on twice. Like, the only 2 relationships I've been in were very brief. I got cheated on twice. So in my head, I was just like, there's something wrong with me. I was like, I inflicted that upon myself. I did something to feel so worthless to someone. Like, they didn't even think of me. I would have preferred to text and just been like, hey, I'm cheating on you. Like, deuce, like, peace. But I didn't get that. So I believe since I didn't get that closure, I held on to those memories and those thoughts and just traveled with them. Because Jason has never done anything that has raised a red flag like that. So it's really just, I was just manifesting it and not even communicating with your partner can, create so many issues, because we're all worth being loved. Every single person on this planet is worth being loved, because everyone has the capacity to be worth loving. Because don't get me wrong, there's some nasty, dirty people out here. There's some nasty, dirty people. But I think it does start... Sorry, this woman on a go-kart's like riding around my neighborhood. I don't know what she's up to, but she's doing it. But anyway, I think it's just really important to know your self-worth, be aware of your emotions, and not just pushing them aside or thinking you even thinking that you know the exact root cause when you might not. Like, to always, if those feelings keep persisting, always reevaluate them. If they come back up, reevaluate them. Don't just be like, oh, I felt this last time and it's from that. Because I would do that. I'd be, you know, a good example is, well, I've been cheated on before, so, you know, I need to look through his phone. And I'd do it once and twice and 3 times. And it was always that rational of, well, I've been cheated on. And then that's how I found out. So this is how I'm going to find out. It's, you know, not everything that glitters is gold type shit. But then I realized, after Jason had told me what I said previously about, you know, bringing that baggage onto him, I was like, I've never thought that's why I would do it. And that's why I did it every time. Not that, oh, Jason is hiding his phone, or, you know, I saw a weird text message. It wasn't like I didn't have reasons for him specifically, because there never was. There was never that reason. It was always that one of, I've been cheated on and I found the text, so I'm going to find them again with someone else. That's just not what happened. That's not the tea. And I think that was a big thing for me. Is something that I thought was going to happen, never happened. Because the longest I had been with someone before the relationship I'm in now was 3 months. And two of which those months I did not want to speak to them. It was a really weird dynamic, which I'll probably go into maybe a different video, because I don't want to saturate this video with something negative. I hear Jason's one grow up. I'm gonna have to tell him to turn it off. I'll give him like 3 more seconds. I know well enough that he's not gonna turn it off. It's been on. The longest I ever let it go on was 2 hours. Nonetheless, back to what I was talking about. I'm gonna watch this back. I also don't know how to edit very well, so this video, I'm trying to cut it off like ASAP. I got like 1 more minute, I'm thinking. Yeah. I don't remember what I was talking about. I'm gonna look back at this and be like, what the hell was I talking about? It's not gonna match up, but I'm sorry. End of the line is, I don't want to talk about those nasty men. At the end of the day, both of them, no, we're not doing that. Travel to a new relationship. Oh, I think I actually got all my points without it being 18 minutes long. It is pretty long. But the last thing I just want to say is, every day you have to just keep trying and persisting with the things that you want to change. And change can take anywhere from, for some people, it can really just be a week of something that it can happen. They're like, whoa, you know, they snap out of it and that's their learning lesson. But for some people, and a lot of different situations that we go through and experiences take a lot more time. They can take years and years and years. It's just is what it is. And we have to respect ourselves enough to understand that our hearts are sacred. The love that we give deserves to be respected. The love, you know, you get what you give. That's how a relationship should work. And just because you feel like there's things that are wrong with you and that are hard to cope with and hard to deal with, doesn't mean you're unlovable. It means that you need someone who's willing to work on your issues with you. And by with you, they don't need to fix you. And that's another big thing. No one is responsible for fixing you, but for giving you that support of, I see there's something you're trying to work on. And I am 100% behind you in changing that. And if I can give my opinion, I will, kind of a thing. Because that's another thing I realized, is that no one can change me. Falling in love isn't going to change me. It's not going to make my issues go away. It's not going to make my sadness go away. Because that's what it was for me. I was like, once I fall in love, I'm never going to be sad ever again. Because I'm going to have that love that I don't have. And that wasn't the case. Because I still get sad. I'm always going to be sad. And I 100% have come to terms with that. Is I will always have my life story. I will always be in pain sometimes. I will always get sad. But to know and be grateful for what I do have, and that love that I can nurture myself with when I feel that pain, is almost like a dying plant. You see it's not doing too well, take that water. Take that water jug. Oh, that looked weird. That was a water canteen. I don't know what the fuck they're called normally, but like a water can, you get it. But anyway, I'm gonna wrap this video up. But that's just the message I wanted to get across. I'm still trying to figure out things with this channel and how to edit. If I edit this and it's horrible, I'm sorry. Leave recommendations for better editors or video editor things. I don't know. I might pay someone in the future. It depends. It depends. But yeah, go ahead and, like, comment, subscribe, whatever, whatever makes you happy, do it. All right. So peace. Peace out to all my homies. Thank you for watching. I am so grateful for all the support and all the love. All right. Bye.